This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. You're starting your day the Kentucky way with WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Monday, October 3rd. A new day, a new week. Let's get to it.
And we have a lot going on right now at 6:30. A deadly crash is under investigation in Lexington this morning. Why police say high speed may have been the key factor.
We've learned new details in a Lexington burglary case, why police say the suspect is behind multiple thefts.
A serious purpose, but they sure had fun. Dozens of people took part in Lexington Fire Department's annual Fire Prevention Festival. It was over the weekend. We'll have a look at that day of fun and safety. It's just ahead this morning.
Well, believe it or not, we are entering now into the first full week of October, and it is looking great.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels really good, too. You got to remember the past few days. Well, yesterday we hit the low 70s, but before that, we were in the low to mid 60s. I mean, it was pretty chilly. That's chilly for this time of year.
With the rain here and there,
right,
too. Yeah.
Exactly. And we're not going to see that anytime soon. On your 7-day forecast, I'll show you that in just a few minutes. Moorhead coming in, 55 degrees with some fog out and about. London, Corbin area, down toward Laurel County, Rockcastle County. That's going to be a rough go at it as you're traveling across 75 and 25, 421, 460, all these areas. Watch out for some patchy fog. We'll have sun and clouds there by 8 a.m. and then we head toward the afternoon at 73. So pretty nice fall day. What we're going to be looking for, normal temperature sliding back in, just a normal fall pattern. And I'll show you what that means for you and also look towards your weekend, because your weekend, we've got a big event going on. It's a fall meet for Keeneland. I'm going to have that forecast coming up.
All right, and that's starting on Friday, so we'll look for that shortly. Let's get to the news now. Lexington police believe that high rates of speed played the role in a deadly crash overnight.
It happened just before 2 o'clock this morning near the intersection of Manowar and Sarin Drive. WKYT's Mike Byer joins us from UK Hospital, where we've just learned the name of the victim in that crash. Mike?
Good morning, Andrea. It's unfortunate news as we have learned one person died in the crash. The coroner's office confirms 60-year-old William Edwards of Bowling Green, Indiana, died in the crash. Now, the single vehicle accident happened early this morning near the intersection of Manowar Boulevard and Sarin Drive. This is not too far from Tates Creek Road. Police say a car was traveling very fast on Manowar when it crossed over the center line and hit an embankment of trees. Officers tell us the driver of the car had to be extricated. They say he was still conscious at the scene, but died shortly after here at UK Hospital. Now police believe speed was a factor in this crash. As for why he crossed the center line, they're not sure why that happened. Now the outer loop of Manowar was shut down while emergency crews cleaned up the scene, but has since reopened, so it should not affect the morning rush hour. Live here at UK Hospital, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, very unfortunate. Thank you, Mike.
And we're learning more about a Lexington man arrested in connection to a weekend burglary.
Now, apparently he's talking quite a bit. Brandon Roberts was arrested after an undercover officer caught him and another man during a burglary. We've now learned that Roberts has admitted to being involved in a string of burglaries. Let's go to WKYT's Lauren Miner live now in Lexington with more on this case as we're getting this new info. Good morning, Lauren. Obviously a bit of an issue there, and we'll need to get the proper video. I don't think this is the correct video with this story. It is. Brandon Roberts is being charged with second-degree burglary, fleeing police, and unlawful theft by taking. In the arrest report, police say Roberts admitted to stealing lawn equipment in a series of burglaries. It goes on to say that a red and black Jeep was reported at each of those burglaries. Roberts was arrested Saturday evening after an off-duty officer noticed that red and black Jeep was backed up into a driveway.
Police say Roberts and another man were loading stolen appliances into it. The report goes on to say the men then drove off in a Jeep, leading police on a chase. Now, during that chase, the Jeep they were driving crashed into another vehicle. Officers say it was then when Roberts and the other suspect took off on foot. The other suspect managed to get away, but police did catch up to Roberts and arrested him. According to Roberts' arrest report, he told police, quote, "I didn't break in, the door was open." Police are still looking for the other man involved, but they have not yet released a description.
And apparently the arraignment will come in district court later today. Well, Lexington police are still searching for clues in the shooting death of a teenager.
Police say Nathaniel McNeely of Louisville was shot and killed during a large party at a home on Unity Drive over the weekend. McNeely later died at UK Hospital. His sister says Nathaniel was the one to comfort them in hard times.
He's wiped so many tears from my eyes, tears from my kids' eyes, and tears from my mother's eyes. And I never thought in a million years that I had to wipe my own tears from my eyes because I got to bury my brother, and my mother has to bury her son.
Police say they still do not have a description of the suspect. They're asking anyone with any information to please come forward. A man accused of murdering a Central Kentucky teenager will be arraigned in court today. Investigators say Michael Davidson shot Morgan Penn back in August. Family members say the teen was shot at a sleepover in Stamping Ground when bullets fired from outside the home hit and killed her. Davidson has been indicted on several charges, including murder.
Some scary moments when a man apparently accused of vandalizing a Jackson County cemetery is about to now appear in court today. Charles Fowler is charged with violating gravestones and public intoxication. Police say Fowler started drinking after getting into an argument with his father. Shortly after that, police say Fowler went to the Russell Flat Cemetery and damaged at least 10 headstones with a hammer. They say his mother's headstone was among those damaged.
Well, the cause of a massive fire in Mason County is still under investigation this morning.
The fire started about 7:30 last night at a large warehouse owned by the Standard Supply Company. Maysville firefighters were able to get the flames under control a couple of hours later. Crews remained on the scene, though, overnight. They've been checking for hot spots. Nobody was hurt in the fire. They do anticipate investigators being on the scene today.
And a fire in Perry County is also under investigation. State police say it happened at a building containing a post office and convenience store on Highway 451. Arson investigators are looking at surveillance video to figure out the cause of the fire. Officials say they don't suspect foul play and no one was injured in the fire.
The judge handling the case of the former University of Kentucky board chairman charged with rape has recused himself. According to the Owensboro Messenger Inquirer, Davis Circuit Judge Joe Caslin will not preside over the case of Billy Joe Miles. Miles was indicted last month on charges of first-degree rape, first-degree sodomy, and bribery of a witness. Caslin told the paper he recused himself because he had dinner with Miles once. He's also said publicly that he admires the work of Miles' daughter, State Representative Suzanne Miles.
The Republican Party of Kentucky has asked a state house candidate to drop out of the race after he posted several controversial pictures on social media. House candidate Dan Johnson is under fire for posting several photos depicting President Obama and the First Lady as monkeys. A letter from the state Republican Party says while Johnson has a First Amendment right to free speech, elected leaders, quote, must hold ourselves and those to whom we serve to a higher standard. Johnson says the posts were satire and that he would not drop out of the race. U.S. Senator Rand Paul will be in Central Kentucky today for a town hall. The senator will hold a Lake Cumberland Regional Town Hall in Somerset. He'll talk about his recent Senate amendment that will stop increases of water rates around Lake Cumberland. Senator Paul is also expected to talk about other regional issues with local leaders and the public. The town hall is this afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Energy Center in Somerset.
Also has an event scheduled for EKU later this afternoon. We have a traffic alert to pass along this morning. Part of New Circle Road will be temporarily shut down today. The right lane and turn lane on the outer loop between Family Circle and Trade Center Drive will be closed for storm drain repair. The road will be closed from 8:30 this morning until 3:30 this afternoon. So everybody keep that one in mind because that will be an issue this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
8:30 to 3:30 on that. Again, just the turn lanes, but again, it could back up. Lexington Fire Department took over Masterson Station Park for a day of fun and safety.
They sure did. The fire department held its annual Fire Prevention Festival. Dozens of people attended the event. Organizers say this year's goal was to make the festival bigger and better, and they did it. One woman tells us the event was something she wanted her kids to see.
I thought it was just awesome, something that our kids could see and understand what these people are out here actually fighting for and doing for us, because right now the world is a scary place and our kids need to understand that people are out there helping.
The festival featured fire truck rides, safety demonstrations, and free health screenings. So a lot of fun all around there.
Yeah, look at them. They got some got to actually use the fire hoses.
He loved it.
That's fun, right? Okay, coming up on 6:40 on WKYT this morning.
Let's check to see how traffic is moving today.
Let's go check in on Officer Don in live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Well, we're collision free on the north side of town. We had a little problem at North Broadway in the Circle, but it looks like they've cleared it. Turned out to be a fender bender. So if you plan to be inbound North Broadway right now from the interstate toward downtown, we should be okay. Getting a live look overall, we see we're good to go on the Circle and Manowar around the city, which is great news. Construction continues on Versailles Road past the Circle. We know that. Also on Todd's Road through the widening project, but we're okay through there this early in the morning. There's a live look at Winchester and the Circle. That's courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government. Intersection looks great to start things off, at least. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, Don, thank you. Remember, you can get the latest traffic and weather info anytime. The WKYT Weather Plus traffic app available for you. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores, and you'll be good to go. Monday morning on WKYT, and it's so good to have you with us. We have a lot more news on the way.
Still to come, everyone has seen gas prices skyrocket at times, but a Florida couple might hold the record for most expensive trip to the pump. Not something you want to hold. We'll show you why after the break.
Well, this is average for this time of year this morning. Now we get in towards your afternoon, and we're going to be seeing a mixture of sun and clouds and holding on to dry conditions. We'll get into that coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
I have a little fog issue in some spots as you're walking out the door earlier this morning. That's one thing you're going to have to deal with. One thing you're not going to have to deal with, rain outside. So there's some good news for us. But heads up, Sharkey Farmers exit. It's 133 on I-64 there in Moorhead and Rowan County at least. Heads up, it's showing some pretty nasty fog there across I-64. 75 to go down the Mountain Parkway. Heard of a few issues back toward Frankfort. Nothing going on right now in this area. But remember, this is very patchy. Go off toward the airport, and we were just reading 0 miles, now 3 miles in Frankfort. So that just shows you how patchy it is. Lexington looks pretty good. Back towards 68, 150, BG Parkway, 27. I'm not really seeing much of an issue. 127, not much of an issue in the southern zone. Somerset, though, coming in at 1 mile as you work your way through Pulaski County across 27. Playground forecasts for the kiddos, all you teachers outside. Taking your kiddos out and about, it looks pretty good, yeah. By 11 a.m. we're at 61. By 1 p.m. we're at 67 degrees with a mixture of sun and clouds. As that fog starts to rise, it'll get on out and it'll start to break up, and it looks like it's going to turn out to be a pretty nice day. 70s by the afternoon. We'll rise to roughly 80 degrees. We're going to be in the mid to upper 70s for tomorrow and off towards your Wednesday and Thursday too. So things are really going to change temperature-wise, but not so much the way it looks outside. The way it looks now throughout the rest of the work week, mixture of sun and clouds, things are going to be looking pretty good. So it's more about the temperatures than anything else. Let's talk about your Keeneland forecast, because your Keeneland forecast doesn't look bad. We're at Friday, where it kicks off fall meet. We're at 79 degrees. Go off towards your Saturday and Sunday. There is a small chance at a couple of showers. Now, a front will start to make its way through, and that front is going to be a mainly dry front, not so much a wet front. Typically, you get fronts, you get some rain along with that. Just can't rule out that shot at a small chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday. Definitely no washout, though, because Hurricane Matthew is on the East Coast, bringing us, grabbing all that moisture along with it. So that's going to take the moisture. Our front's mainly dry and just cooler. Here's your 7-day. What you can expect, 73 today. We're at 79 or 78 degrees the next 4 days after today. So Tuesday through your Friday, we're going to be looking pretty good. And you know what? I know that's above average. It's about 5 to 8 degrees above average. But it's still not that bad. I mean, upper 70s to around 80 degrees, we'll take that. This is some really, really good looking weather in store the next few days, guys. Off towards your weekend, like I was talking about. There is that chance of rain, but it's small. You're talking 30%. This is no washout, no big chance of rain. It's more of a dry front, cool front than so much a rainy front.
But this time of year, every time the temperatures go down some, you worry that that's where you fall in. You know?
And yes, and you miss fall completely.
Right.
That is right.
Right.
So let's enjoy this week. It looks really
There you
good
go.
there with those 70s for highs and sunshine. Well, imagine a gas station charging you nearly $10,000 for a tank of gas.
No, thank you.
Right.
A Florida woman says that's what happened to her and her husband after he filled up at a Valero gas station just north of Fort Myers. The couple discovered the charge the next day when they went to use their credit card, and it was declined. After looking at their bank statement, they were stunned when they found a $9,949 charge. Well, hopefully they at least use premium. It took them 2 weeks, but the gas station did fully refund that charge. Can you imagine?
What an inconvenience. I mean, first,
yeah.
the stun of it all, you know, how did this happen? And then finally you get to the bottom of it. So.
And it's terrible, like that sinking feeling when your card's denied. You're like, I have no money.
Why is this?
What am I going to do?
Right. Yeah, that's tough. All right, 6:47 our time on WKYT this morning. Thanks for waking up the Kentucky way with WKYT.
We've got more news for you when we return.
Coming up, we'll speak with the New York Times reporters who broke the story of Donald Trump's leaked 1995 tax returns. Plus, we're in Jamaica tracking Hurricane Matthew and its possible impact on the U.S. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. The time now is 6:51 on your Monday. There are still plenty of unanswered questions this morning after a body was found in Lincoln County, and it has been identified as a missing woman. That's what's making headlines this morning. Bill joins us now with a look at what's trending on the web.
Well, you might imagine it's been a few tough days over in Danville where they were looking for some answers. And Kentucky State Police say that Desiree Sparks' body has been found in Lincoln County. Police tell us that people riding four-wheelers found Sparks' body. Officers say Sparks was last seen about a week ago with a man in a dark-colored SUV. Her cause of death has not been released right now. Here in Lexington, a man arrested in connection to several burglaries is going to be heading to court today. Police arrested Brandon Roberts after they say he was spotted right in the middle of a burglary. But of those stories, also we're tracking the path of Hurricane Matthew, keeping a very close eye on how it could impact the United States. A Carolina landfall looks like a possibility. You can also check out Micah's latest weather forecast for us. He says this week is all about getting back to normal, and normal in October is very nice. That's what's trending right now on WKYT.com.
A woman is behind bars after leading police on a chase in Whitley County. Tabitha Harmon of Corbin faces several charges, including trafficking and resisting arrest. Police said they were called to a home on Maple Creek Road for a trespassing call. They say a deputy found Harmon inside and she ran before getting arrested. We're also told Harmon had 3 outstanding warrants. Well, sign-ups are open for the 2nd annual Officer Daniel Ellis Memorial 5K. Officer Ellis was killed in the line of duty last November. The community helped put together a 5K to raise money for a memorial foundation his wife created. Last year, more than 1,500 people participated in the 5K. Well, Kim Kardashian West was held at gunpoint, then tied up and locked in a bathroom at her Paris residence. She's okay, but badly shaken. The Associated Press is reporting the 5 robbers stole $10 million in jewels. Jamie Yukas has the latest.
Armed masked gunmen dressed as police officers held up reality TV star Kim Kardashian West at a luxury home in Paris and reportedly stole millions of dollars in jewelry. In a statement given to CBS News, Kim's spokesperson says she's badly shaken but physically unharmed. Paris police declined to comment on the record, and this morning officers were posted outside the house where she's staying. Kardashian West is overseas for Paris Fashion Week with family members. She's seen here at the Givenchy show last night. Kim has stayed at the home at least once, in 2014, before her marriage to rapper Kanye West.
I'm sorry.
News of the incident got to Kanye late Sunday as he was in the middle of performing at Citi Field in Queens, New York. Yeezy bolted from the stage in the middle of his song Heartless, saying he had a family emergency. This wasn't the first rough encounter for Kim in Paris. Last week, a notorious celebrity harasser ran past a group of fans and accosted her while she was entering a restaurant. Jamie Yukas, CBS News.
Well, Ford is taking a $1 billion gamble that going lighter will make it and Louisville stronger.
Ford has added a 1.2 million square foot body shop at its Louisville plant. They'll focus on new all-aluminum truck bodies. The facility can now turn out as many as 72 frames per hour. The move was part of a new contract with the United Auto Workers Union last year. Kentucky native J.B. Holmes and the U.S. golf team are Ryder Cup champions this morning.
Yeah, it's the first time since 2008 that the U.S. team has won the event. The last victory came when the tournament was held at Valhalla, the golf course in Louisville. The cup clinching point for the U.S. came from captain's pick Ryan Moore, who was not on the team a week ago. The best match of the day finished in a tie. Phil Mickelson had 10 birdies and Sergio Garcia had 9 as they have their match.
Sticking with sports, after 67 years of being the baseball voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Vin Scully signed off for the final time this weekend.
Scully's final call was in San Francisco yesterday as the Giants beat the Dodgers 7-1. Both Giants and Dodgers fans were seen throughout the stadium holding signs thanking the iconic broadcaster. After the game, here's how he thanked them.
You and I have been friends for a long time, but I know in my heart that I've always needed you more than you've ever needed me. And I'll miss our time together more than I can say. But you know what? There will be a new day and eventually a new year. And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball. So this is Vin Scully wishing you a very pleasant good afternoon wherever you may be.
What a legend. Scully called roughly 9,000 baseball games, 25 World Series, and he spent his entire 67 years in broadcasting for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, he's not 67 years old. He
No.
worked 67 years.
Yeah, he's pressing 90, I think. Yeah.
Gosh, he looks great.
What about that?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to check with Micah now before we go for a final look at our weather on this Monday.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good. We're there with some patchy fog early this morning. Doesn't feel all that bad. No rain there in the forecast the next few days. That goes Monday through your Friday, so we're sitting there in the 70s, maybe touching 80 degrees in some spots once we hit tomorrow off through your Friday. Friday looks good for Keeneland. Saturday, Sunday, only small chances of rain there in the forecast as of right now. I want to extend a big congrats to our very own Mike Linden and Rachel Hoops. Rachel is actually a producer here. Mike Linden, obviously, there for the weekend, and meteorologist. And they got married this weekend.
It was a beautiful wedding.
Beautiful wedding. All three of us were there.
We were. We had a good time.
Very, very nice. That's right. Thank you for joining us on WKYT. Nobody is more up to date than you to start your day. Thanks for being on WKYT.